Hello, friends. My name is Huesto Enrico Huesto de Tuquiendo de Famiosos Place. And I'm here today with an assortment of famous persons to talk about the possibility of a second suspect. Yes, Margie wisely and correctly pointed out that my free flung accusation of Roman Empire was perhaps underwarranted by probable cause and perhaps premature. I can see the point. I probably don't know for a fact that he was the one who was Dawson. It probably shouldn't have made the accusation. I got a lot of evidence pointing him as a bad character, and I do have the experience of a personal attack on me that I found unacceptable. However, that's not the same thing as the Dawson attack. They're different issues. And what I want to say regarding that is the second culprit is potentially, the second suspect in this Dawson thing could have been Nick. That name was raised as a possible suspect. Certainly, I wouldn't cross him off the list. Thoughts? Who actually thinks it's Nick?
Who did what?
Carolyn. Cool. Anybody think it's actually secretly me setting this whole thing up to benefit from the drama? Do you think that too? It's not. I swear I'm not. I just don't have that kind of fucking scheming in me.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, he
Then we
doesn't
don't
like
see
well
not
done
Wilfred. We
actions. He
see a big black
likes
square. Who's the LB thing? Mm. Well, it's not just like it because this one is about. There was actually an attack of sorts on the room that prevented us from functioning normally for a while. And whereas the light bulb thing was an, an attack on me, basically. But, well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, if he is doing it, he's doing an excellent job of getting me of playing me, right? It could be you. That's true, Kit Kats. It could be you, KK, because you're not on camera, so we don't know.
Yeah, you're an imposter.
You could go on mic and prove to us your Kit Kats if you'd like.
It's like a witch hunt. It's like, prove you're not a witch.
You see what he's done here? KK, will you go on mic and just say hello for us so we can tell that it's you? Regardless. Um, Nick's been playing me since day one? I guess. What's he won? What prizes he won?
Organizer.
I'm sorry, say again?
Personally, I think you should have never given him organizer abilities.
I'll change the
Yeah,
password.
he's threatening his use of it.
They're gone, okay? They're gone. I'll take them away right now. Okay. So, but when you say he's been playing me since day one, what does that mean exactly?
um, I know the answer. I just have to put it in the correct words. Like what he was doing at Basement Overlord, I sensed he was doing that to you in the beginning, or maybe not directly to you, but it seemed like he wanted some kind of control, and I immediately was just like, ugh. I couldn't
Well,
stand it.
here's the problem he faced trying to do it to me. I took it seriously and learned everything he had to teach me.
Right. That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
And when you did that, I was kind of like, what is he doing? Why is he trusting him? But
And when I
because I would
ran
have
out
done
of
it, I
things
would
to
have.
learn. Go, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was just gonna say, if it were me, I would have cut him off. But later, I saw what you were doing, and so I looked at it differently. But
I check. Man, fuck this sound card. This sound card is a fucking disaster. Anyway, all I did with Nick was deal with him in an honest and forthright fashion, and but not be movable in that fashion, right? Not be actually. He's not going to change my perception of things with his framings of things. So he had to then say things that were actually meaningful, or he wouldn't have a conversation with me.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how hard it is. Like, you guys just get into arguments that go nowhere because he's trying to do his things to you, and you just won't let him. But, I mean, you're skilled in that regard, you know?
But the thing is, I didn't know at any point. I thought about him on a number of levels, right? Obviously, I thought about him a lot. But part of the problem of being NE dominant is you don't really ever have any conclusive opinions about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't have an opinion about him, per se. I had multiple opinions about him, all of which had some validity, some of which were more true than others at different moments. But I tell you this, that I started retracting the amount of access at a certain point when I determined that he wasn't behaving properly with it. You know, he wasn't using the access properly. So being made a like an organizer or something is me assuming that you're gonna be above the fray. You know, and he's never above the fray. That was a mistake on my part. Like, no matter how angry I get, I'm still above the fray. I'm not going to boot somebody if I'm losing the argument. I'll boot them if they do shit like Roman Empire did. If they say shit like that to me, I'll boot them. But nobody would say shit like that to me unless you are intentionally just being as offensive as you can to me, in which case, then I don't want you around, you know? So, but Nick never did that. Nick was schemy. Nick's schemy. But what the fuck is he scheming for exactly? What is this prize he thinks he's going to win? I don't know either. As far as I know, we were just hanging out having a good time.
I have opinions, I have assertions, but they're not grounded in fact, so...
I'll hear them anyway if you want to say them.
I mean, I think it's an ego thing, because like, it just connecting the dots was like, when I said that I didn't think he was an ENTP, the next day he started messaging me and saying that I need help because I have problems in my life, and shit like that. Host Trey, who's getting into argument with Host Trey, saying Host Trey's the immature one, provoking him. It just sounds like an ego thing, you know? And this whole, like, the argument that you guys were getting into with Roman, I didn't hear much tangible, concrete solutions from his end. I heard, I'm going to make a video showing why I'm right that Roman's clever. It was like, what is him being clever have anything to do with anything except for the fact that you said that, and you have a high opinion of what you like, of the truth. Like, you think you speak the truth, you know?
I mean, he's mad because I was doing obstructionist dancing with him again.
Yeah.
He wanted to go a certain place. I said, yeah, Roman Empire is a problem. And he thought, aha, now we're going to go where I want us to go. But no, because he's a problem with me independently of the problem that Nick is describing. So while it may have been wise to corral me a bit as Margie did on the assuming the Roman Empire actually had done the DOS attack, that doesn't change the fact that I'm not very sympathetic towards that gentleman because I have my own problems with him. And Nick's not the only other person who has a problem with him. Nick is not the only other one. That's the other thing.
Yeah. And as far as my opinion of like he was talking, like, he was not contributing at all to any of what was happening before until he had this ability to bring everyone and corral everyone to a room to talk about it. Like, up until that point, we were joking around, and he would just keep going back to this whole Roman thing, and it was like we were trying to just have fun and shit. Like, he was trying to like assert control of the situation, you know. And you know, like, I don't have a problem with someone trying to assert control or whatever, but when they're like fucking trying to like, when they're manipulating me and making me feel like shit, you know, for some reason I have no idea why he would do that, why he would, you know, accuse me of being terrible at reading people, saying I have problems that he alone can fix because he is the arbiter of truth, because he has abilities he has gained over the course of his life. Like, that is something that makes me feel uncomfortable, and it's an unprecedented situation in which I feel like a person is maliciously attacking me personally in GTM rooms, which has never happened before. Everyone here gets along, we have fun, but when someone's saying that I have problems that he alone can fix, that is manipulative, and I don't feel very appreciative of that.
Well, Brave Overlord, it was well and articulately said, and I'm recording it, and it'll be going up shortly, so I have to say, I agree with you completely. I agree with everything you said. It's not cool. And Nick, what happened? You hang around here, your bullshit gets called. I mean, I'm not gonna research all that shit. He can come here and fucking talk to me if he wants to. He now has gotten himself unbooted. Like, I'm not going to boot him on site. He's welcome to come talk to me now. I'm not going to go work on this. Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, my work is done. I have yelled at him. That's my work. If he wants to come here and have me yell at him some more, then he should do so. He can try to yell at me if he wants. That's called Fun Time Party. It's almost 4 o'clock. I gotta split. I need to get the room set for my debate practice extra session today. And then I gotta say, BRB, go to the pot store. And then I gotta come back and see my debaters debate when I have weed, because you can't really coach debate without weed. It's a general rule. Alright, so thanks for watching Talking with Famous People. And don't forget to eat plenty of cheese, motherfuckers!